Hey everyone, my name is Dillon Gonzalez. I'm the editorial director of GeekVibesNation.com and also a co-host of the Home Dance Film Festival podcast. And welcome to a brand new episode of No Streaming Required, your weekly deep dive into all the latest and greatest world of physical media. Happy holidays! It is a very special episode of No Streaming Required. It is our holiday gift guide episode, which means while I usually pick a dozen or two titles to go deep into and give you all of my assessments and stuff, this week, a little bit something different. I probably have over 100 titles. Some of my favorite releases from this year, releases that are near and dear to my heart, releases that I think could be a good gift for the physical media lover in your life. I'm going to try to rapid fire through a bunch of titles. If you need any more deeper context to any of these, there's a good chance I've covered these on a previous episode. So you can search for that in our past episodes. But for now, I'm just going to try to give you as much of a variety of options as possible because we are in a golden age of physical media and there's so many good titles that I'm excited to show off. So I'm just going to start off. I'm going to try to keep it contained label by label, just to kind of give it some sense of order. I'm starting off with our friends at Sony, one of the best of the major label players. And I just talked about this one recently. It is an epic box set of the Luc Besson 9-film collection. It has some of his biggest titles, including The Fifth Element and Leon the Professional, La Femme Nikita, a mixture of 4K and Blu-ray disc on here. Great packaging, wonderful audio-visual quality, just a quality release all around. If you know a Luc Besson fan in your life, they will love getting this release. Next up, we have from Sony, the 4K release of Krull. This is a cool sci-fi adventure. If you just old school 80s sci-fi is the best. And this is a beautiful 4K presentation in a nice steelbook from Sony. So definitely make sure to check that one out. Also from Sony, my last one from them is the latest season of The Boys. Season 4 of The Boys on Blu-ray. I know we have a lot of fans of The Boys at Geek Vibes Nation, and this latest Blu-ray release is a really nice representation of that to prepare for the new season. Heading over to ClassicFlix, we have a couple of releases I wanted to highlight. This is a new one that I was really excited to get in. This is Aesop's Fables, the 1920s Volume 1 from Cartoon Logic. I like that ClassicFlix is getting into animation. This is really early animation, but it's really inventive and really cool. So if you want to impress an animation fan in your life, make sure to check out this ClassicFlix release of Aesop's Fables because they put so much work into this one and it looks fantastic for the time and it's a really great restoration. So make sure to check that out. Also from ClassicFlix is the first installment of the Hopalong Cassidy series. This includes 3 movies, 3 really fun Western tales of this iconic character. So make sure to check, if you have an old school Western fan in your life, this Hopalong Cassidy, it's a nice bang for your buck. And it's a really cool first installment of what I'm sure is going to be a multi-release project to get all of those early Hopalong Cassidy releases out. Heading over to Disney, brand new release that I was excited to get in. It's The Emperor's New Groove on 4K Ultra HD. Disney went back to the original files and upscaled these to 4K, and it looks great. New Atmos track, and just a really quality presentation of one of the last great 2D animated title from Disney. I'm glad that they are still giving their 90s and 2000s output 4K upgrades. And it's been a nice release, nice year for Disney in terms of their 4K upgrades. And this was a really welcome addition. The same could be said for their release of Lilo and Stitch, the original Lilo and Stitch, not the live action version. That's not quite my speed. I love the original. And this 4K upgrade was a really, really nice uptick. Nice Dolby Atmos track. Just really, if you love the original Lilo Stitch, just a really, really fun release, and highly recommended. Disney titles were hard to gather for recommendations because a lot of their stuff is actually sold out because of their limited print runs, or they're kind of a little bit scarce. So stuff like the Tron movies or Kingdom of Heaven's a little bit scarce. But I still see copies of Tombstone around. And that was a really, really nice kickoff to their 4K kind of run of upgrading titles that were super unexpected, but very much welcome. This was a really nice upgrade for a classic Western. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Sam Elliott, just a lot of really good performances in here for a title that's really great, like weekend afternoon watching. It's premium for that, and Tombstone in 4K. Definitely worth having on your radar. Another classic that they knocked it out of the park with is The Sound of Music on 4K, the Julie Andrews musical classic. Just a really just premium release. The restoration is a knockout. So if you have a Sound of Music fan in your life, they will be dazzled by how good this looks on 4K. It's never looked better. It just blows every release out of the water from previously, and it's just really highly recommended from me. Going to start on a run from the Criterion Collection that I'm very excited to spotlight. The first of which is the 4K release of Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. This includes both the original theatrical version of it and a black and white extended cut version. Both of those on 4K. With also Blu-ray counterparts in here as well. New special features, including a great interview between Guillermo del Toro and Bradley Cooper. But just getting a new extended cut of a Guillermo del Toro movie is very cool. And just all the other stuff is just gravy. Also, a 4K upgrade of a classic from Akira Kurosawa is High and Low. This was recently remade by Spike Lee as Highest to Lowest, which I did really like. But this High and Low, it's a classic for a reason, and it's just one of the best from Kurosawa's output, which he is a legend, so he has a lot of high water marks. But High and Low, so good. If you love a good crime film, this one is one of the best. Great 4K presentation, restoration, looks really good. Akira Kurosawa, you can't really go wrong for any cinephile in your life. A movie that was in a desperate need of an upgrade, in my opinion, was Kenneth Lonergan's narrative debut, You Can Count on Me, with Mark Ruffalo and Laura Linney. Great interpersonal drama about siblings just trying to get through it. So good. You got Matthew Broderick in there. If you love emotional, just like thoughtful dramas, You Can Count on Me, top tier. One that really surprised me because I did not know what I was getting into, but I ended up loving it, was this epic tale, a two film Jean de Floret and Manon of the Spring, two films from Claude Berry, from Marcelo Pagnol. And this is just a great two-film sweeping epic of just like rural farmers, just all kinds of like kind of backstabbing stuff, duplicity, just all kinds of intermingling. It's great. It astounded me. It's one of my favorite discoveries of this year. So Jean de Floret and Manon of the Spring, just a really great 4K presentation from our Criterion Collection. We also got a nice new release of a classic Western from Anthony Mann in Winchester 73, Jimmy Stewart, What More Can You Say? Just a wonderful Western, just very layered, and just a nice restoration from Universal and the Criterion Collection. This one, glad to finally get it in a really nice premium presentation. One that's quite new, just came out this past November. And this is the 4K upgrade of Hell's Angels from Howard Hughes. This was a crazy production that has been dramatized in Martin Scorsese's The Aviator. You can see the original film. Very ambitious pre-code action epic that I'll be talking about more soon on a future episode. But Hell's Angels, quite a bit of fun. It's crazy, but that's when you're dealing with Howard Hughes. in his ambition, you know that you're going to get nothing less. I was thrilled this year when the Criterion Collection announced that they were reviving their Eclipse line, and their first release under that is the Abbas Kiarostami collection. His early films get a lot of really good short films and feature films as well. Just a really great collection of a Iranian filmmaker that is just one of our greats. So if you're a Kiarostami fan and you miss the discovery of the Criterion's Eclipse series, they're starting to release them again, and this is a really great kickoff to that on Blu-ray. Next up is also a terrific release from the Criterion Collection. It is just out this month. It was David Byrne's American Utopia, directed by Spike Lee, the Talking Heads frontman. His Broadway show was filmed by Spike Lee, and it is just a dream. It's one of the best concert films I've seen. So if you love Talking Heads, David Byrne, or if you've seen the show, just premium release in 4K, great interviews as well. American Utopia, just such a good time. I was glad to get a title in from Umbrella this year because our friends from Australia, and their release of Freaked, an epic box set of the Alex Winter oddity. I got into this hardcore recently, but this was kind of almost lost to time, just kind of as like a weird cult phenomenon. But now you got a proper 4K release from Umbrella, one of our best boutique labels. They went all out, as you can see, with this collector's edition. It's just a 5-star release all around. So if you like weird cult cinema, Freaked, really, really fun, and a really great release from Umbrella. Heading over to our first of several titles from Severin, we are starting out with a really cool film from director Ben Wheatley called Kill List. It seems like a very straightforward drama for much of the time, and then you get to the end, and then you just totally are blindsided by just kind of the developments. I won't say more than that, but just really check this one out. It'll shock you in all the right ways. Kill List, really great discovery from Ben Wheatley. Also, one that I enjoyed was this true crime tale with Linda Blair called Dead Sleep. It's an Australian movie, really disturbing details to it, but very much worth checking out if you like a true crime, like gritty, unnerving drama. Dead Sleep should be on your list. Got some nice box sets from Severin. They continued their epic Danza Macabre collection here. This is a 4K release, volume 4. Some really interesting titles here. Got Terror Creatures from the Grave, Night of the Damned, The Devil's Wedding Night, and Baba Yaga. Really, really just great curation here. Their Danza Macabre sets, always some of the best each year, and really glad to get a new one. Going back to Italian cinema. I believe the last one is Spanish cinema, but there's a lot of good Italian cinema still left to unearth. Another really great box set from Severin was this high tension box set of Lamberto Bava films. You got 4 films that you can see here. You got The Prince of Terror, The Man Who Wouldn't Die, School of Fear, and Eyewitness. I recently plowed through these. They are twisted. They were made for TV and soundly rejected because they were just so out of pocket. But that's all the better for our delight. It's gory. It's unnerving. It's Lamberto Bava. It's a really good time. So the high tension set from Severin, highly recommended for the sickos among us. One that I caught my eye, and I was really glad I did, was The Ghost of Peter Sellers. This is a really fascinating documentary about how on the film set Peter Sellers kind of tanked the production with his erratic behavior, and it's just the director of that movie kind of reckoning with that fact all these years later and kind of telling the story. So if you like behind the scenes drama and mystery, The Ghost of Peter Sellers, really great documentary and really worth checking out. I have never been a dedicated Doctor Who fan, but I've always been interested. So I was definitely game for this Doctor Who collection with Peter Cushing in two roles, the Total Extermination collection with Doctor Who and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. So you get this nice slipcase for these two 4K upgrades of Doctor Who films. These were the first Doctor Who projects in color, first feature films as well. So if you have a Doctor Who fan in your life, this one might be a really cool thing that they may have not seen previously, but really just kind of nice extension of the universe. Heading over to Blue Underground, we got a little unnerving with Klaus Kinski. What else is new? With Venom, the 1980s movie. This is about some bank robbers who go into a house and are kind of cooped up with a venomous snake. And that's enough of a premise for me. It's a lot of fun. And if you like kind of like creature feature movies, like low-key creature feature movies, Venom from Blue Underground, definitely worth checking out. Going over to A24, lots of good stuff from them as always. One highlight of the year for me was the Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd vehicle Friendship. A lot of really uncomfortable, hilarious fun. Just one of my favorite movies of the year. Love just like the pitch black humor. Tim Robinson, if you know, you know. Tim Robinson's a comedic genius. And Friendship, it was a great Blu-ray release that I've watched more than once. Also from A24 was their 4K upgrade of the X trilogy with X, Pearl, and Maxine. Really nice lavish packaging, 4K upgrade, nice new commentaries with Ty West, great booklet and everything. A24 really showed off with this one. This is a really nice release of this Mia Goth franchise. I really love the films, and they really look really nice in 4K. Heading over to another underrated favorite from A24 is Sing Sing. Just a nice drama about a theater program within a prison, people trying to make a better life for themselves, and just kind of how art can transform your kind of outlook on life. I love that kind of type of stuff. If you love emotional dramas, Sing Sing, definitely worth having on your radar. A near Best Picture winner this year was one of the best films from last year, The Brutalist from Brady Corbet. Adrian Brody won Best Actor. Just a masterwork. If you haven't seen this one yet, what are you doing? Check out The Brutalist. If you love just classic American epics, this is like over 3 hours long. You get the bang for your buck, and this 4K is really good from A24. Heading over to Lionsgate, this was the year where their Lionsgate Limited program really kicked into high gear, and one of the fruits of that labor was the 4K debut of Meatballs with Bill Murray. Just a really 5-star restoration on this one. Great new and archival special features. Great lenticular steelbook. Just such a really quality release from Lionsgate Limited, which could also be said about this next title, the horror thriller Frailty with Bill Paxton. Directorial feature from him as well. Love their care put into packaging here, and even better is the 4K restoration. Just this movie had a very poor looking Blu-ray previously. This 4K restoration completely blows it out of the water. Great new and archival special features, a script reproduction in here. Just Lionsgate Limited. Just I love the care they put into their releases. Definitely worth checking out if you love a good spooky tale. Another one from that line was the Keanu Reeves home invasion thriller Knock Knock, in which he plays a man who lets two beautiful women into his house in the middle of a storm, and things go quickly awry. Just Eli Roth movie here. Very unsettling, unnerving, but great 4K release from A24. So make sure to check that one out. if you're a Keanu Reeves fan. Also on Blu-ray from the Vestron Video collection is Hider in the House, another movie to make you creeped out within thinking about your own dwelling, having someone kind of secretly living in your house and screwing with you. And if it's Gary Busey, you're in trouble. So Hider in the House. I'm glad they're continuing the Vestron collection line, and it's a pretty solid release from them. One of my dream releases finally got released just this past month. It was a 4K upgrade of The Descent, one of my all-time favorite horror movies ever since I watched it in theaters. Just really unnerving Neil Marshall movie about a group of women who go exploring in a cave and get kind of more than they bargained for. The Descent, top-tier horror, and a really, really great 4K release. It was also in need of a nice upgrade, and this 4K delivers. Special features, fantastic. Audio-visual quality, amazing. Horror fans, check out The Descent. You will not be disappointed. From an Amazon exclusive release from Lionsgate is my favorite Rob Zombie movie, The Devil's Rejects. I love it so much. It's super twisted and just very in poor taste, but I still love it. Theatrical cut on 4K. You now get the 2+ hour documentary that was previously only with the original DVD release. Just lots of great special features, and the movie in great quality. Really, really great release from Lionsgate. Really happy to finally get this one on 4K as well. A movie that is infamous, but I had never seen before, but I loved discovering on 4K, was Basic Instinct. If you love this movie, this is a release to get. Put so much care into the audio-visual quality, the special features, new and archival, unparalleled. Just a really great release of Paul Verhoeven classic. A movie for if you're trying to really celebrate this time of year. You got The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, aka one of my biggest surprises from last year's theatrical slate. I love it so much. If you like a heartfelt family tale, The Best Christmas Pageant Ever with Judy Greer and Pete Holmes. Such a really heartwarming movie. Highly, highly recommended. And probably one of my most unexpected developments this year was becoming someone who is utterly obsessed with Little House on the Prairie. I'm on deep into season 3 right now, in between all my normal watching for the show reviews. But Little House on the Prairie, such a great show. But I've become obsessed with the Ingalls, and I want the best for them. And if you have a Little House fan in your life, this complete collection is definitely worth the money. It's great. Just one of the best shows that I never thought I would love as much as I do. Then going over to Magnolia Pictures in their release of a really cool kind of dystopian thriller, 40 Acres, with the great Danielle Deadwyler. If you like a dystopian, kind of almost post-apocalyptic action thriller drama. Good stuff going here on 40 Acres. Very much worth checking out. Danielle Deadwyler is one of our best actors today, and she really shows that off in this movie. Also from Magnolia Pictures is a documentary of political cartoonist Pat Oliphant with A Savage Art. I love a good documentary and learning about artistic figures who I'd never heard of previously, and learning how important they are to our society is what I live for, and A Savage Art definitely gave that to me in spades. Now heading over to 88 Films, I had a really cool discovery with Lady with a Sword. It's pretty straightforward, but if you love a good martial arts tale, can't really go wrong with this one, and the nice presentation from 88 Films. One that is a more drama-forward movie is Jakuman and Tetsu, co-written by Akira Kurosawa. Just a really nice kind of low-key tale, fisherman drama. Just check it out. If you're just a fan of humanistic dramas, Jakuman and Tetsu, worth checking out. And then we have the totally insane release of The Cat. I believe this kind of deluxe edition is sold out now, but you can get a standard edition of a movie where you have an alien kitty fight and just all kinds of weird and messed up sci-fi intrigue. Heading over to one of my absolute favorite labels, Arrow Video, and my first release is a doozy, one of my most anticipated of the year. It is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trilogy on 4K. Just, if you're a Turtles fan, you could not have asked for better than having Arrow Video give it a deluxe treatment. All new restorations, 4K presentations in Dolby Vision, more special features than you can shake a stick at. Just so much love and care is put into this one. You will not be disappointed if you're a Turtles fan. It gives you all the 90s goodness that you want all in one fantastic package. We also have a kind of underseen gem in the 4K release of Wild Style. If you have someone who's really interested in early hip-hop culture, they're going to want to check out this movie. It is a narrative, but it really kind of gives you a nice slice of life of early hip-hop culture. So make sure to check out Wild Style. If that interests you at all, definitely worth the money, and just a really nice, thick 4K presentation that looks and sounds great. Another one that just recently profiled was the epic release of the 4th volume of Shawscope. This one kind of focusing more so on kind of supernatural and horror focused Shaw Brothers material. Lots of weird and wild stuff here. But Shawscope Volume 4 keeps up the quality of the previous volumes, just taking more things into more of a spooky, supernatural kind of place. We also have the 4K upgrade of a 90s favorite, The Mask from Jim Carrey. Nice 4K restoration. Once again, very much needed and appreciated. Still super funny and looks great on 4K. Lots of great audio options, including a Dolby Atmos track. Great special features, new and archival, just all the care you get from Arrow Video for a title that I never expected to get such lavish treatment, but it did, and I am thrilled. Heading over to, for our Giallo fans, we have the recent release of The House with Laughing Windows. I know Giallo fans are insatiable, so getting a big one checked off the wish list in 4K was a big deal from Arrow Video, so gotta give them a shout out and keep my horror fans happy. We also have an imperfect movie, but a movie that I was glad to get a 4K release. It is Spawn with Michael J. White, both the theatrical and director's cut in this one, adapting Todd McFarlane's source material. I quite like the movie whenever I checked it out, even when I realized its flaws. But Arrow Video gave it such a nice 4K presentation with new special features and stuff that I couldn't help fall a little bit more in love with it than I might have otherwise. So make sure to check out Spawn if the character interests you at all. We also have another huge release from earlier this year. That is the lavish presentation of Dark City on 4K. This includes both the theatrical and the longer extended cut in 4K, Dolby Vision. Just a stunning release all around of kind of a cult movie that if you know it, you love it. You got some really good performers in here, including Jennifer Connelly and Kiefer Sutherland. Just great sci-fi tale. You'll want to check it out if you haven't yet, and if you're going to check it out, you might as well do it with the Arrow Video version, because it completely blows any other version out of the water. Also for the horror fans, I had to throw in the 2003 remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the one with Jessica Biel, upgraded on 4K from Arrow Video. They did a nice job with this gritty, gory movie. Really nice to see it on 4K. You also can pick up a Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, but I wanted to make sure especially to highlight this original with Jessica Biel. one title that got a re-release and got the release it always deserved earlier this year was Cruising with Al Pacino. Finally got to correct some color grade choices, some restoration issues from were corrected from previous versions. This new 4K version is the dream release that fans have been waiting for. And if you're an Al Pacino fan, there are some dated elements in this movie, but you still love the movie whenever you watch it, and it's just such a good freaking joint and wonderful presentation of it. So make sure to check out Cruising if you're interested in any of those elements. Heading over to Paramount, got the 4K upgrade of John Cusack's Better Off Dead. This is technically a Christmas movie, so you can get that for this time of year, but very absurdly funny John Cusack movie. Make sure to check it out. Also a childhood favorite of mine got a 4K upgrade, and that is Small Soldiers. Joe Dante, just toys coming to life and bringing that kind of craziness into the real world. I love that. We have the complete series of Star Trek Lower Decks, all in one package, 2 nice steelbooks holding all 5 seasons, I believe, here. Great release, great show. If you're a Star Trek fan, it honors the original legacy of the show while kind of doing new things that while still being respectful. So love that. We got one of the funniest movies to come out in theaters this year, the new Naked Gun with Liam Neeson, Pamela Anderson. 4K release is terrific as expected. Just a great way to kind of revive a franchise while still kind of keeping things respectful and stuff. Hilarious movie, Naked Gun, love it. Heading over to ETR Media, they always release some interesting documentaries. One that I wanted to highlight was Here Comes a New Challenger, a documentary about Street Fighter. If you're a Street Fighter fan, you got to check this one out. Goes so deep into the legacy of Street Fighter. You'll want to make sure to check that out. Also, we have Chris Claremont's X-Men. If you kind of want to get a more light shine on distinct aspects of X-Men history and kind of shaping how we know the X-Men today, you'll want to check out this one. Lots of great insights into that. From Vinegar Syndrome, heading over to them, we have the totally unexpected 4K release of Dirty Work with Norm Macdonald. Unexpected because they were finally able to kind of unearth and restore the dirtier cut that's kind of mythical amongst fans. So you get the theatrical cut and the dirtier cut in 4K and just an avalanche of special features. So make sure to check out Dirty Work. Some great cameo appearances in here, including Adam Sandler and stuff, but Chris Farley, just so many people in here. So if you like Norm Macdonald's comedy, Dirty Work is very much worth checking out. Heading over to a 4K release from Vinegar Syndrome for The Rage Carrie 2. Now, Carrie didn't need a sequel, but I still had fun with what this did do on its own. It just had a nice perspective on it, and I had fun with Carrie 2. Not groundbreaking, but it's fun, so check it out. Great 4K presentation. Quite enjoyed it. Got a 4K upgrade of Let's Scare Jessica to Death. If you love moody, like atmospheric horror, slow burn, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, highly recommended. A nice 4K presentation, tons of great special features. And finally from Vinegar Syndrome, we have the 4K upgrade of Jade. This was another one where Vinegar Syndrome helped preserve and release a new cut of the movie that had previously been lost to time. And so there's 2 cuts of this movie on 4K. Another William Friedkin movie that it can be a little bit inconsistent, but seeing it now and it's closer to its intended form, such a better movie and worth checking out. If you like erotic thrillers, make sure to check Jade out. Branching off from Vinegar Syndrome and going over to Cinematographe, one of my favorite boutique labels, we have Elaine May's darkly hilarious A New Leaf, in which she co-stars with Walter Matthau. Just a really great dark comedy. Elaine May, one of our best, and A New Leaf. Such a underseen gem, and great 4K presentation from Cinematographe. One of my favorite releases from them this year. In a year filled with good releases, including the next title from them, the 4K upgrade of Drop Zone, Wesley Snipes, Gary Busey once again. If you just love just a insane action film with skydiving as a focal point, that's what you get here, and it's such a great time. Pick this up, watch this for the 4th of July, you will thank me later. Also, one that I really liked from this year with Alan Arkin starring is Last of the Red Hot Lovers. This is a really cool Neil Simon story, and just Alan Arkin playing a man who thinks he wants to have an affair, but he's just really bad at it, and really great just comedy of errors. Paula Prentice is in here as well. Really fun movie. Great time. I'm so glad that Cinematographe brought this into my life. They did a really nice job with this Blu-ray release. And then checking out another kind of unexpected release was Swimming to Cambodia. And it's kind of just a one-man stage play, Spalding Gray telling about his time, like his life and his time during like shooting the killing fields and stuff. Just a really fascinating movie, and Cinematographe did a really nice Blu-ray release that's unlike anything else they put out, but I would love to see more from them like this. Such a great release of Swimming to Cambodia. Also an early movie from this year that I'd never heard of, even though it stars Robert De Niro. And that is Bang the Drum Slowly. If you're a De Niro completist, you must watch this. But even if you're not, he's really good in this. And baseball movie, make sure to check it out. One of the ones I don't hear talked about enough from Cinematographe, but definitely worth having on your radar. Heading over to Film Movement, we have the documentary The Gulfsprung Miracle, about two twins who two sisters who think they see their sister one day who died decades earlier, and kind of the mystery that spirals off from there. I won't ruin anything else, but just a really great documentary full of twists and turns. Loved it so much. Also from Film Movement was the Nature and Nurture set, 3 films by Naomi Kawase. Just really cool movies, including Still the Water, Radiance, and True Mothers. Love this 3-pack. Really great heartfelt stories, right in my wheelhouse. So if you like heartfelt tales, all this Nature and Nurture set, very much worth picking up. I also really liked the movie Playground. This was a shortlisted international feature a few years ago at the Oscars. And I think it should have been nominated. Very heart-wrenching stuff about school bullying, but done really well and worth checking out. Heading over to Well Go USA and their release of Daniela Forever. You got old Henry Golding here. In a movie from Nacho Vigalondo, who did Colossal, which I really liked. Really good kind of movie about loss and dealing with loss through different inventive ways and dreaming and technology and stuff. Interesting movie, Daniela Forever, worth checking out if you like something in the vein of like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Not quite as good as that one, but still very interesting and worth checking out because Nacho Vigalondo is a fascinating director. Going over to Altered Innocence, we have Angst by August, has Zappa and Twist and Shout. 2 interesting coming-of-age films. I love coming-of-age films, and I think these are Dutch, but they're fascinating. I love them, and very much worth checking out. Angst by August. I love Altered Innocence and all the gems they unearth. This is a really good set. Heading over to Deaf Crocodile. Once again, one of my favorites. I have many favorites, but Death Crocodile is high among them, especially how they treat their animation. And the first of which I have is the Treasures of Soviet Animation Volume 1. Got that here with The Pass and The Return and The Mystery of the Third Planet. If you like weird and wild animation, especially sci-fi animation, you will not go wrong with this set. All of Death Crocodile's releases can be found in a deluxe edition or just a standard edition like here. I believe this one is actually sold out in the deluxe edition, but the standard version is still well worth checking out. We also have from them the wild musical, The Devil's Bride. Just if you like the mixture of like the devil within kind of a musical, kind of Midsommar type picturesque setting, sung through musical, make sure to check that out. It's a wild time that you won't soon forget. We have the unusual kind of Halloween adjacent tale of Freckled Max and the Spooks, about a young kid who kind of gets mixed up with like a gaggle of monsters who are kind of a bunch of misfits. It's an really fascinating movie. Never would have been on my radar if it wasn't for Death Crocodile. So I love them for that, and this is a really nice pickup for Freckled Max and the Spooks. Don't pass this one up. Heading over to G-Kids, who often partners with Shout Studios, we have their 4K release of Shin Godzilla. I know there's been quite a few American Godzillas in the last decade or so, but if you go back over to Japan, some really interesting stuff going on in this franchise and Shin Godzilla. Glad to finally see this on 4K. Really nice release from Toho and G-Kids. Shout Studios kickstarted their Hong Kong Cinema Classics line this year, and their first release was the Jet Li collection, which has some of his earlier work, many of which are quite good. We have Fist of Legend, The Bodyguard from Beijing, Tai Chi Master, and then Fang Song Yuk 1 and 2. All in 4K, Dolby Vision, newly restored, all that good stuff. If you're a Jet Li fan, won't go wrong here. Just so much bone-crunching action. So many things that had me gasping, just how audacious it was. Good times. We also have the kind of loony Chinese Ghost Story trilogy. Really nice Blu-ray release from them. I love finding these kind of Hong Kong oddities, and this is one that near and dear to my heart. So if you like the Chinese Ghost Story movies, you want to make sure to check out this really great release. Heading away from Hong Kong cinema and going over to blaxploitation, we had 2 volumes of blaxploitation classics on 4K. This is the first volume. I dug deep into the second volume before, but it's, first time showing off the first volume. Lots of really good stuff in this one. Got stuff like Across 110th Street, Black Caesar, Hell Up in Harlem, Coffee, Truck Turner, Sheba Baby. Lots of good stuff in this one and the second volume. Get both of them if you're a blaxploitation fan. Gorgeous restorations from Shout Studios, and some nice new special features as well. So the blaxploitation classics set, very loving releases from Shout Studios, and very much worth adding to your collection. If you like the subgenre at all, if you're trying to dive into it, really nice starting point with some of the best from that subgenre. We also have from G-Kids and Shout Studios is the 4K upgrade of The Girl Who Leapt Through Time. This is the one of several Mamoru Hosoda upgrades, including Wolf Children and Summer Wars. But The Girl Who Leapt Through Time is one tale that I especially love, and this 4K upgrade is really nice. So make sure to check it out. If you're a Hosoda fan, love that all of his stuff is getting upgraded, and you will not be disappointed. We also have a movie. It's a little bit polarizing, but I love it. I love kind of old school 90s dramas. Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino. Just a really just long but fascinating tale of Al Pacino playing a blind man who befriends a younger student, and they kind of go off on their own adventures. It struck me the right way. and I love this. Great 4K presentation from Shout Studios. Completely blows away the previous over-sharpened Blu-ray. Just nice natural film grain from this 4K restoration. Great release of this Oscar-nominated movie. We also have the 4K upgrade of What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer. Nice eerie tale, Robert Zemeckis, and just a really great 4K restoration that also completely smokes the previous Paramount Blu-ray. Also, one of the last movies I saw in theaters before the world shut down for the pandemic was this nice controversial gem called The Hunt with Betty Gilpin. Completely love it, and I highly recommend checking out the 4K if you haven't yet. Just a great satire, bloody, hilarious, and Betty Gilpin's a queen. I love The Hunt, and the 4K is the way to watch it. Another hilarious movie from this year, heading over to Decal Releasing. This is the neon comedy Splitsville with Dakota Johnson and Adria Arjona. Hilarious movie, definitely worth checking out if you like kind of twisted relationship dramas or relationship comedies. We also have the neon heartfelt tale, The Life of Chuck, Tom Hiddleston, just really great TIFF Audience Award winner that lived up to its Stephen King source material, Mike Flanagan directing, knocked it out of the park. I love The Life of Chuck. Going over to Eureka and their release of one of two Chang-Chi set they have out. This is Furious Swords and Fantastic Warriors. Just a deep bench of Chang-Chi movies. I believe there's like 9 or 10 of these in here. 10 films of Chang-Chi goodness, just martial arts action, all that kind of good stuff. Eureka knocked it out of the park. Once again, what else is new from them? They also had the Mabuza Lives set, had the Dr. Mabuza's films from the 50s, I believe, or 1960 to 64. Great set from Eureka of just German cinema, really worth checking out. Heading over to Fun City Editions, we have another Robert De Niro movie, this time with Meryl Streep with Falling in Love. Kind of a prickly relationship drama where two people are falling in love who maybe shouldn't be because they're involved with other people, but things happen. We also have the coming-of-age tale Racing with the Moon, Sean Penn, and a radiant Elizabeth McGovern. You love a coming-of-age tale, highly recommend Racing with the Moon. We also have the Sam Elliott lifeguard drama, Lifeguard. Just Sam Elliott just reckoning with his life while saving people on a beach. Heading over to MVD Entertainment, and we have the latest Tenacious D Complete Masterworks. This is the 3rd volume. Great live performance and videos and all that kind of stuff. If you're a Tenacious D fan, well worth checking out. Also from the Viewist universe, the Kevin Smith kind of company, we have Big Helium Dog. Just kind of almost like a sketch movie with light narrative threads, but worth checking out if you like the Viewist universe. From Smodcastle Cinema, Big Helium Dog. If you love this time of year, you love documentaries, you might want to check out Best Christmas Movies Ever. Mostly just a bunch of celebrities and critics and stuff just talking about what their favorite Christmas movies, but I love that type of stuff, and there's some great extra special features on here as well. Heading over to Radiance Films and their release of Wicked Games. You have 3 films: The Wicked Go to Hell, Nude in a White Car, and The Taste of Violence. Radiance Films has some of the best curation in the game, and I really love this kind of twisted set of movies. We also had the release of Shinobi Volume 2. If you like ninja movies, these are some of the best ones ever. Just really, I think this even maybe exceeded the first volume for me. Just some great movies here. We also had the drama The Eel, in which you are asked to root for a character who you may not think deserves compassion, but the movie oddly kind of coaxes you into maybe getting onto his side. We also had the Hard Boiled set, 3 pulp thrillers from Alain Corneau. Really great, just pulp dramas, crime films, cat and mouse cinema. You couldn't ask for more. You got Police Python 357, Syrian Noir, and Le Tour d'Armes. Once again, Radiance Films, I trust them with anything they put out, and they haven't steered me wrong yet. Hard Boiled is very much worth checking out. Kino Lorber is one of our most prolific studios in terms of the amount of stuff they release each year. So I have a lot of stuff to dig into from them. The first of which, I was really excited to get a nice upgrade of Radioland Murders from a story by George Lucas, murder, mystery, crime, comedy. Really fun movie, and glad to get that a nice upgrade. We got a twisted horror thriller Frightmare from their Kino Cult line. This really surprised me in a lot of different ways, but this is less straightforward than you expect from the cover art, but nice twisted violence. If you're a horror fan, check out Frightmare. We got the Best Picture nominee, Howard's End, Anthony Hopkins, Emma Thompson, Vanessa Redgrave. What more could you want? Just great Merchant Ivory drama. Glad to have it on 4K. We have a new 4K upgrade of some Alec Guinness movies. They had released The Lady Killers on 4K previously, but now we also have Kind Hearts and Coronets, The Lavender Hill Mob, and The Man in the White Suit. Alec Guinness, maybe best known by the current generation for being the original Obi-Wan Kenobi, but go back and watch some of these films, and that will quickly fade away in favor of some of like these classic performances. The Alec Guinness collection very much should be on your radar, and some great movies. We got this long-awaited second installment of the French Noir collection. Got some great movies in here, including Rhine Virgin, The Beast is Loose, Trapped by Fear, and The Passion of Slow Fire. Great collection. They always do a nice job with their noirs, and French noir in particular are always exciting. We have the one of many Dan Curtis releases. This one is the Gothic Tales, in which you get like adaptations of like Turn of the Screw and The Picture of Dorian Gray. Always interested to see kind of these like TV productions of classic material. Just really fascinating stuff. If you like kind of TV movies, make sure to check out Dan Curtis's rich array of releases from this year. We have the violent Italian crime drama, Young, Violent, Dangerous. Lots of like kind of double crossing and unsteady allegiances. If you like an Italian kind of Polizia Tezzi, Young, Violent, and Dangerous, very much worth your time. We also got a 4K upgrade of the Ninja trilogy. So 3 of like you got Enter the Ninja, Revenge of the Ninja, and Ninja 3: The Domination. In Dolby Vision, 4K restorations. Just if you like ninjas, it's been a good year for you. We also have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in a movie near and dear to my heart, The Rundown, with Sean William Scott, Rosario Dawson, Christopher Walken. Great, just 2000s action movie. If that's your speed, this 4K release from Kino Lorber's treats it well. You also have a Blu-ray upgrade, new restoration of The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas. Dolly Parton, Burt Reynolds. Great slapstick time. Love it so much. Just a really just bizarre, fun time. We also got a 4K upgrade of the Adam Sandler classic Happy Gilmore. Just no qualifiers needed. Just a great Adam Sandler comedy. This and Billy Madison got the 4K upgrades, and was super excited about both of those. One kind of under the radar release that it really kind of spoke to me was Rock Pretty Baby. You got like Sal Mineo and John Saxon, just like an old school kind of like quaint 50s drama, but music forward, definitely worth checking out. You have The Twisted Tale from Yorgos Lanthimos' Dogtooth getting a 4K upgrade. This one has been newly remastered. If you like Yorgos Lanthimos and you haven't seen his early work, What Are You Doing? Make sure to check that out. Another classic comedy with Wayne's World 2 getting a 4K upgrade, so now both Wayne's Worlds are on 4K. I really love the second one. I didn't really find a sophomore slump here. Wayne's World 2, a lot of fun. In honor of the late great Robert Redford, we have a 4K upgrade of Sneakers. If you love a good kind of heisty film adjacent, Sneakers, really good time. Get very highbrow with Andrei Tarkovsky's The Sacrifice on 4K. It's Tarkovsky. If you know him, you love him, and The Sacrifice on 4K will be a good addition to your collection. Going over to Mill Creek Entertainment, they didn't release a ton that I was able to check out this year, but one that I would not want to live without is the Documentary Now complete series. One of my favorite shows of the past decade. If you love documentaries and you want to seeing them lovingly satirized, Documentary Now, it's everything you want and more, and just some really great stuff in this collection. Heading over to RLJ Films, we have the subversion of the slasher genre, Clown in a Cornfield on 4K. Really fun slasher that I recommend if you like kind of something in the vein of Scream, that kind of upend stuff. Clown in a Cornfield, I think worth checking out. Also, one of my favorite shows on the air right now, got the third season of Dark Winds on Blu-ray. If you have never seen this show, get all 3 seasons. You'll thank me for it. It's a great series. Just kind of old school detective tale with a little bit of supernatural elements. Great time. Heading over to Universal, we got the lavish 4K upgrade, 20th anniversary of Pride and Prejudice, Keira Knightley, Matthew McFadden. This is the deluxe edition that comes in kind of this nice book packaging. There's also a standard version if you don't want to go all out, but this movie is great, and I'm glad it got a 4K upgrade. We also have The Americas on 4K. Nice nature documentary. It just super gorgeous on 4K. If you love nature documentaries, don't miss this one. We got a new 25th anniversary of Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Nice Dolby Vision upgrade, Dolby Atmos audio, remastered. Just an essential part of my holiday season. I love Jim Carrey in this, and if you feel the same, this is a nice 4K upgrade. We also got a new 4K release of the Back to the Future trilogy. Now, this has been released on 4K previously, but we got a new bonus disc full of special features and stuff. So if you're a hardcore fan, make sure to check out the Back to the Future movies. I really liked from Wes Anderson, The Phoenician Scheme from this year, Benicio del Toro. Just really quirky movie, as you would expect from Wes Anderson, but if you love his sensibilities, Phoenician Scheme keeps him on a good quality track. Also from Steven Soderbergh, we had the release of Black Bag, just a really competent, cool throwback. Kate Blanchett, Michael Fassbender, really worth checking out. Just like a twisty kind of subterfuge tale and stuff. Black Bag, worth checking out. Also on DVD, I'm not talking about DVD too much in this episode, but I have to respect the master, and that is Alfred Hitchcock and the Alfred Hitchcock Presents release, and packaging together 7 seasons of his show in this nice collection on DVD. If it ever got a Blu-ray upgrade, I would upgrade, but it doesn't seem super likely now, so I'm glad to have this package in kind of shelf-friendly form. Really glad to have this from Universal. Also from Universal was the return of one of the greatest of all time, Daniel Day-Lewis, to the screen in Anemone. He has his son directing this one, who seems to be a pretty promising director in his own right. Great Daniel Day-Lewis performance. Great Sean Bean performance. So check out Anemone. It's kind of been slept on the latter part of the year, but worth seeking out all the same. It's better than you might expect. Over at Utopia, We have the 4K release of Pavement. It's hard to describe, not quite completely a documentary, not completely a biopic. It's a lot of different things in one thing, but it is documenting the classic band Pavement in very interesting ways. Love this movie. The 4K presentation is really nice and tons of special features. Heading down the home stretch, starting with Warner Brothers and their release of Peanuts, the Ultimate TV Collection. Here you gather 40 TV specials from the Peanuts gang, some never before released on Blu-ray, and all gathered in one place. You'll want to check that out if you're a Peanuts fan. We had a 4K upgrade of Corpse Bride, Tim Burton's Corpse Bride. If you love stop motion animation, this is a nice spooky one. In the vein of Nightmare Before Christmas, just like a nice mixture of heart and like spookiness. Corpse Bride, really liked it. We got the Blu-ray upgrade of the 90s television series Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman. Love their chemistry with one another from back in the day, and glad to finally get this on Blu-ray. We had a long anticipated 4K upgrade of Sean Connery's James Bond movies. You get the 6 films in which he portrayed James Bond, including Dr. No, From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, Thunderball, You Only Live Twice, and Diamonds and Forever. Dolby Vision, new restorations, looking better than ever. So get this if you're a James Bond fan. You'll thank me later. We also had the 4K upgrade of the Nightmare on Elm Street series. It's Freddy Krueger. If you're a horror fan, this seems like it needs a place on your shelf. One of the great horror franchises, and glad to get the 4K upgrade this year. We also had the release of the classic cartoon Captain Planet and the Planeteers complete series, now on Blu-ray. Really unexpected release, but one that I completely embrace and love. We also have the Best Picture winner, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, finally getting a proper restoration on 4K. One of just like the great films, and glad to finally get a worthy upgrade of it. We just talked about Warner, but now we're going over to the Warner Archive. They are different, and I like Warner Archive a little bit more. Don't tell anyone. My first release is one of their biggest from this year, and is the complete series of Cheyenne. They got really big into television this year, and this complete, I believe 7 seasons of Cheyenne, fully restored. And they do a fantastic job with it. If you're an old school Western fan, you could not ask for better. We also got the release of the 2000s comedy, much different. Just Friends, Ryan Reynolds and Amy Smart, Anna Faris. It's another like good one for this time of year. It's a Christmas movie, but really glad to have it on Blu-ray, and it makes me happy for this time of year. We have, for lovers of old school cinema, William Powell and Myrna Loy and I Love You Again. Nice collaboration between them outside of the Thin Man series. Heartfelt, funny, zippy. I love it. We also have Executive Suite with Barbara Stanwyck. Nice kind of boardroom drama. Just good times. I love these Warner Archive unearthing of gems, and this one is a good one. Going and starting to go into animated fare. We had the release of Looney Tunes Collector's Vault Volume 1. This is where we got some new to Blu-ray Looney Tunes material, and then also some other previous release material remastered to look the best it can. All still in a nice low price. Collector's Vault. It does not repeat previous shorts from like the Collector's Choice series. So just collect all those, collect these. They make sure that you're not kind of double dipping, and the Collector's Vault is a really great release from Warner Archive. From Hanna-Barbera, we have Wacky Races, Really great release on that front. Also, same could be said for Magilla Gorilla. So if you're a Hanna-Barbera fan, it's been a very prolific year in that regard. These are just two of many that were released. And I love both of these shows quite a bit. And on that front, sticking with Hanna-Barbera, our final title is The Huckleberry Hound Show. This is a really nice release. Just so much material packaged in one box of one of the iconic characters from Hanna-Barbera. You get 11 discs for the complete series, lovingly restored. Such a great release from Warner Archive, and one I'm glad to have close out this holiday gift guide. So those are just a bit of the options here. I'm going to take that again since you heard a loud crash. Those are just a few of the options that came out this year of things that I just completely loved. And hopefully you have someone in your life that loves them too. But there's so much in the world of physical media. I'm so excited for what's coming in 2026. But thank you for those who have tuned in. I hope you found it helpful. If so, leave a comment. I love hearing from anyone who watches the show. I love doing this for you each week. It'll be back to its normal format next week. Before then, just make sure you're subscribed, like this video, share it around, all that kind of stuff. It's very helpful. I'll see you again next week with that fresh batch of movies. But until next time, enjoy these movies.